right, good evening, and welcome to the Thursday, November 3rd, 2022 Planning Board meeting. I'd like everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so introduction to board members. To my far left, we have Polly Matucci, Jerry Graybill, myself, Michael LaRue. We have Phil Roy and Matt Henry. We have Dave Andreessen, the planner and code enforcement technician. Got it.
That's right.
Yep. I'm going to open the first public comment section up. Is anyone open to anyone in the town? Local to the town?
Yeah.
Just
Can you step to the
step up and then just say your name and your address.
Yeah, my name's William Stofan. I got the business over here on 2 Bow Street, Maine Medical Canna Connection. And I wanted to see about getting on the agenda to see about taking the other building and turning it into Maine Canna Connection Recreation. And that's why I wanted to see if I could get on and have a meeting before I leave, because I go overseas for 3 months in the winter. And I wanted to see if I could get this started before I leave.
Okay. That's something you'll have to talk with Dave about, and then just do it through a regular, just go to the town hall and talk with Dave and discuss that, and then
That
we can...
sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex Bover, 257 Oldfields Road in South Berwick. I own the One Sullivan Square building where the gym and Corner Point Brewing is, and I just had more of a general question about when I went in front of the planning board originally it was the first multi-use business I think that Berwick had seen come in front of the planning board, and it was kind of new for everyone. And when I opened the fitness center was part of that package when we went through that process. Of course, didn't end up opening for years after that, but it was still part of that package. And when I proposed it, there was a lot of trepidation from the town in regards to having a 24/7 gym, because there was nothing in town that was 24/7 and nothing remotely like that. And it was a new use for a new space in town. I have a lot of people who work at the shipyard who would love to work out. Right now I'm open from 4 a.m. until midnight. And there's a lot of people from the shipyard who are interested in working out in that 4-hour window that I'm closed. I didn't know, because I was originally in front of the planning board and had opening hours which are a little unorthodox, if I need to schedule another planning board meeting with you guys to change my operating hours, or how does it work? You know, like if I want to make a change to that business, I figured while I'm here, I might as well stand up and ask a question.
You would go through the town manager, and the town manager would make that determination. You want to do 24 hours a day?
Yes.
Okay. The town manager would
Okay.
basically sign off on it.
Okay.
So talk to James.
Okay. And to follow up with Bill, I own the building that he's in there also, and I looked at land use ordinance before I came tonight, and I was wondering how it works with recreational. Is that something we can talk about now, or not really? Because it's all X's across that thing.
I'm pretty sure on the table
It's all X's.
Rec is not allowed in the downtown zone.
It's also not allowed anywhere, though, if I look correctly.
Only on School Street and, was it Route 4?
Small section.
It's a small section.
Very small section.
I must have missed the part of that has a map of some sort that has that listed. Because I looked in
there's a table. It's not in the same spot as all the.
Oh, it's not the other
uses. In
uses.
the tables. Yeah.
Understood. Because then I knew there was nothing allowed there, but I knew there's a few in town, and I couldn't figure out how that works. So there's a separate table somewhere buried in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll look harder.
Okay.
That's it for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep. Just state your name and your address.
Excuse me. My name's Karen Mullane, and I live at 47 Alley Pond Road. And I understand that there's a site review for a subdivision proposal, and I'm here to just follow the process. I'm very interested in it because I am in a butter, There are endangered species in the area, and I'm just hoping that that conservation is respected, so I'm following the process. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else? All right, I'm going to close this public comment. There's no scheduled public hearings today, so next will be approval of minutes. We're going to start with the September 15th, 2022.
Having reviewed the minutes for September 15, 2022, I see no errors and no reason why we should not approve. I will make a motion to approve those.
I'll second that.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And then Jerry, you weren't here, so you're abstaining. Okay. So,
I'm sorry, that was motion by Phil, and who was the second?
Paul? Yeah. And then there was one abstain, Jerry.
Thank you.
Okay. The next one is Thursday, October 20th, 2022. I will be abstaining because I was not here.
I see no errors. It's an accurate reflection of the meeting that we had. I would make a motion to approve as drafted.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so next, we're going to be moving to the findings of fact, 420 School Street, tax map R54, lot 15, building B.
Dave, I think the only issue we had with those was we were last go around. I think we were just looking for clarity if they cleaned up the oil tanks and issues they had off to the side. I think that was the only outlier, and I think we have verified that they did that.
Yep.
All right.
As of weeks ago. Right?
What's that?
As of weeks ago. I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
So this is just approving the findings of facts, and that's it? Okay.
That's all that it is.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the findings of facts.
I will.
as submitted.
I will second.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Next is findings of fact, 420 School Street, tax map R54, lot 15, building D. And that was basically the same thing. We were just waiting to make sure the stuff was taken care of.
It appears they've met all the requirements. I'll make a motion to approve as drafted.
Second.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor? Okay. There's that.
Who was that second?
Paul. Okay, so next is request for revisit of subdivision condition of approval, 115 Old Pine Hill Road, tax map U47, lot 47, LRB leasing. Les, come on up.
Good evening. I appreciate you guys giving me a minute.
Yeah. So just to recap, I know you weren't here last meeting.
Yeah,
but-
I watched the
Oh, you
last
did?
meeting, yeah,
Okay.
so I'm all up to date. I've watched what Les has an issue with, and I've talked to James, and it seemed like the 75-foot would be fine. It's fair, and it covers both. The only thing, the waiver was for Old Pine Hill Road, and when you do added the lot, it changes. You still have to go by the subdivision regulations of that, and that's where the sidewalk on Pine Hill Road comes from.
Yeah, and
So-
as I stated in the meeting, I mean, I'm happy to contribute.
Yeah, 200
to the
feet was
sidewalk
way
fund.
too much. And that was an error, and 75 feet seemed like it was more fair.
Outstanding.
Okay.
So that was more of a, 11,000?
Yeah, somewhere 11,250 or something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, and then it's just the conditions of approval, accepting the conditions of approval.
For this?
Yes.
That was a separate item
That was-
he
that was
brought before
separate.
the town board. So
Okay.
I will make.
It's already been approved. Okay.
Yeah,
So this is
this
just
is going to be amendment.
Oh, okay.
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 So we don't need a motion.
Do we
It's
need
just-
to make a, yeah,
I would vote on it, but
I-
it needs to be an amendment.
I think we should.
I think
Okay.
you should.
I'll make a motion to amend the requirement that it's only 75 feet of frontage that you're required to fund for the sidewalk. And I have gotten word from the town manager that he will provide you with written documentation, so it goes in the file and you are protected on that as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor? Okay, thank you, Les.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That is easy.
All right, new business, sketch plan review, 57 Old Route 4, Altus Engineering, tax map R62, lot 7.
Bear with me for 1 second, if you don't
Yep.
mind. Is that a good spot for this?
A little bit more forwards, because that camera's going to be looking at
Got
it.
it. Right there.
All right, thank you.
This was Wentworth, right? Old Route-
No, this is Old Route 4.
Old Route-
Yep.
All right. All right. Good evening, everybody. For the record, my name is Eric Sowry from Altus Engineering in Portsmouth. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Steve Brown, who owns this property here on Old Route 4 and Wentworth Road. I'm here today with Troy Williams. He's the realtor for the project. He represents Mr. Brown. I also have Isaiah Plant from Kimball Survey and Design. He's the project surveyor. What you have in front of you is a very simple frontage subdivision. 8 lots on a almost 51-acre parcel. It is split zoned. It's R3 and RCI. So we've got 6 lots along Wentworth Road and Old Route 4 and a private right-of-way to access 2 of them out in the back. The property is primarily field right now, although there is some forest on the plan. It'll be in the upper left-hand corner. It's pretty wet in the back there, but everything up front is all upland. We have passing test pits everywhere. No new road or anything, so no new public infrastructure that anybody has to maintain in the future. We will need a conditional use permit to allow residential use in the RCI zone. That's it in a nutshell, really. So we're just here to gauge the board's opinion on it and see if you guys have any comments, condemnations, anything you want to throw at it.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you separate the RCI district from the rest of it?
It's just, that's where the line showed up, so it sort of
Is that
splits.
that line that's right there?
That diagonal line.
That's the diagonal line.
But-
Yeah, we're right
yeah,
through.
right
Okay, so you're half and half.
It's half and half.
Okay.
So
So
I think
which
it's
is
an offset from this right.
Which is R3?
R3 is this side of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the old Route 4 side towards Route 4 is
Okay.
RCI. And given what's in the neighborhood, it's all residential. No one's going to put a commercial use back there. It's just not going to happen. So I think the highest and best use is single family. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having the frontage makes it right off that road, so there's no added roads to it. I think it fits pretty good in that
Yeah.
spot.
These are pretty big lots too.
Yeah,
So they're 4 or
5
5
acres,
acres.
yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
good size. So it's going to maintain the character, we hope.
Yep.
This last drawing, is this the circles on here? Does that annotate the test pits or what?
The big circles are the wells.
Oh, the wells, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You really can't really see it on the 8.5 by 11,
Gotcha.
obviously, but if you were to zoom way in, you could see the test pits. They've got little blue squares.
Okay,
Actually, I've got
I can actually see those now,
right
okay.
right here.
Yep.
And those are just where we ended up with the pits. But obviously, a private homeowner could move it wherever they wanted to on the lot as long as it meets the setbacks really well. No well radii across the lot line. It's all self-contained.
Nice.
These will be private septic?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the time frame on this?
Well, you want to approve it tonight?
Time frame for
Estimate
once
time,
approved?
Yeah.
I would think that it would take about a month or two to do the legal side of it, and then start selling lots sometime this winter if we get approval
Okay.
in December or January. So that'd be ideal. So house construction next spring would be the target.
Nice.
So is there an in-house construction company?
No.
Okay.
This Steve does not build houses, as far as I know. No, he doesn't.
Okay.
Any other questions? No? Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so moving along, sketch plan review, Alley Pond Road, Altus Engineering, tax map R7 and R8, lot 1-11.
Well, for the record again, Eric Sowry from Altus Engineering. Same cast of characters. This one is a little bit different. This is a 56-acre piece, also in R3, and it touches on two previously constructed subdivisions, Alley Pond Road and Johnny Lane. I want to say they were done in the early 2000s. There is a man-made fire pond on this site, which you can see on the blue there, that has a dry hydrant in there, and there's an access easement for the fire department to get down in there. Over the past few years, Steve has cut out 2 lots, and now we need to go for formal subdivision approval for the rest of them. You can see the 2 lots. One's Mrs. Mullane, who spoke earlier, this one here, and I believe this one was the other one. There's 2 configurations we've got here. One is conventional. That would involve a couple of cul-de-sacs just to show you the yield. That's not our preferred layout. If you want us to go that route, we can, but we'd rather do conservation open space or cluster layout, which is this one here. This allows the same number of house lots, which would be 11 house lots, but it preserves 69% of the property. So it puts aside almost 39 acres into conservation, which we think is the way to go here. The roads, there are woods roads all throughout here, through this parcel, all the other abutting parcels that Steve owns, and he's been improving those roads to the point where the majority of the road here is ready for pavement. It's ready to rock.
So about that.
Oh yeah, there's some
There
things
needs
going on.
to be
with it.
inspections of the road
Yep.
through the code enforcement and make sure that they're in the right spots, that
Yep.
they're not endangering the wildlife that's in there that's endangered. We just want to make sure that that's noted.
Absolutely.
We've heard that road's been started and you shouldn't be starting it until you have approval.
I agree with you. Mr. Brown has been made aware of these
Yep.
concerns by myself and the rest of the team. He knows it. I think he was too far along to stop at that point. I don't think he's going to pave for those exact reasons. I think these are going to stay private roads, though, so I don't know if we necessarily need a town inspection. Is that?
You do.
We do?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
You do, because if you're going to have E911 access, you do.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
The other thing, just be prepared for the question, because we will have the fire chief also take a look at the proposed plan to make sure he can get an apparatus in there.
Yeah,
that's for
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
safety and wellness of your future.
Yeah,
the
for
folks that
everybody.
are buying
yeah.
into the.
In this particular case, obviously, with the
It
roads.
does. It changes the width
The width
requirement.
requirements,
Width requirements
have
have
been changed.
changed recently for what he likes to
Okay,
see
so
on
what
the
is
road.
the new
I think
width?
they used to be 24 feet,
Yeah.
and I think they're 26 now.
Yeah, it's
So
an extra
paved
2
26,
feet, yeah.
okay. Is that something you would be willing to
26
waive,
or
given
28
the,
with the berm
We
on it.
not because it's brand new, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just accepted that.
okay. That's easy enough. I mean, obviously, it's not
For,
paved,
for
yes.
this site, the cluster would fit better.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
think that most of us on the board would agree with that the cluster design, it keeps the green space more, and it brings all the houses together.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely the way to go.
Okay.
As far as fire department access, obviously, with new roads, they're significantly upgraded from what was there before.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt that it's better, but it's definitely something we'll run past the fire chief. There have been some rumors about some illicit wetland impacts associated with this. It's something that we're going to investigate, obviously. I spoke with the Army Corps of Engineers today, so it's on their radar. We also are looking into the endangered species. I know there was one hit way off the property out towards where Alley Pond meets Long Swamp.
Okay.
There was a snake, I think it was the northern black racer. Years and years ago, there was one sighting. The map has a radius around it that barely touches this property. And then farther off the site, way off, that way, it's really swampy. And there's another hit in there, but I don't know what it is yet.
Okay.
So we're going to reach out to IF&W and also NAP to see if they've got anything endangered in the neighborhood and see what they've got.
Perfect.
And take it from there. So from a state permitting standpoint, we only need a PBR. So we don't have to go through the regular stormwater or site location process, which is great because we don't have a year to waste. So, because that's how long it takes up DEP these days.
This project will be on city water, or will this be wells as
This
well?
would be wells and septic.
This would be
as well.
wells and septic as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Little bit tighter, but I believe that we've got pits on every lot, so it will work. So we'll probably have some well radius overlaps. We'll have to have well releases and whatnot. So this will be a little more complicated in terms of the legal documentation, but it's nothing that Pat Bedard can't handle.
And this is going to be part of a major subdivision?
I think it triggers your major.
It's attached to others?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open it up.
For Hannah?
Yes.
Okay, Hannah, do you have anything to comment on that?
Not much. You pretty much covered everything I would have said. One question I do have for clarification, though. The road, the part right extending off of where Alley Pond Road currently exists, it shows on the plan the road kind of curving into the lot from the front. Is that going to be changed to be following the right of way, or?
It's already been changed. The road is where the right of way is. That's how I designed it.
Okay.
The little path that goes out and around was the old Woods Road.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the driveway, essentially in lot 11, is that going to be improved as part of your project, or would that be for whoever purchases that lot?
That would be for whoever purchased it. It's there now. That's one of those areas we're going to look at potentially for an illicit wetland impact. But it will be the lot owner's responsibility.
Okay.
Okay.
Other than that, that was really for me, other than just reiterating that there are plenty of wetlands in this area. And so if the board wanted to consider having an additional wildlife study, wetland study done for this area, it might not be a bad idea. But it seems like the initial conversation with Army Corps and IFMW might be a good start with that. So.
Yeah, we know there's an issue there, so we're definitely going to try to head that off at the pass.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all.
Okay. Anything else? No? All right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, next I'll open the second public comment. All right, we'll close that. And then informational items.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, do you want to speak on the public comment? You got to come to the mic and speak.
Absolutely. Cameron Lane, 47 Alley Pond Road.
Now, he's not answering any questions. You can
No,
only
I'm
make
not
comment.
asking.
Okay.
I have video footage of a Blandings turtle laying a nest right in the road that Steve Brown has already improved.
Okay.
Inland Fisheries is aware of it. I had them move the nest knowing that the potential of the road was going to be developed. They came out, they moved the nest to my property. I had hatchlings. I have them on video too with my trail camera. It was so cool. But I have 2 adult Blandings turtles that I've photographed and recorded, one laying the nest on that road and then the hatchlings on the edge of the pond.
Okay.
So I just want to let you know that they are there,
Okay.
documented.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Closing the public comment. Next is informational items.
Hannah, welcome to Berwick. Did you want to say anything? Because I know that you're going to be covering the first meeting and Lee J is going to be covering the second meeting of the month. So did you just want to, just touch base real quick with the board?
Probably.
This is the time to do it if you want to right now.
Yeah.
Just, give a little intro to yourself and that's it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, my name is Hannah Bonine. I've been with SMPDC for about 4.5 months now. I'm previous to the city of Biddeford. I will be pretty much tag teaming planning board stuff with Lee J, just juggling our schedules. We'll try to keep it consistent as far as projects go. Each doing the same types of reviews or the same reviews for one project all the way through if we can. But as far as meetings, it'll be one of us at all of your meetings for the time being. Aside from that, I'm also working on the comp plan, so I'll be learning a lot about Berwick in the next few months.
Awesome. Thank you.
So she's going to be here the first meeting of the month, and then Lee J. We all
Will be
know
the
Lee
second.
J. will
Yep.
be here the second meeting, or he won't be here, but he'll
Right.
be
Via
Zoom.
Yep.
And you have me full time in the office to bounce
Nice.
stuff off of now,
Awesome.
so
Yep.
I could get in touch with them easily.
Perfect.
Great.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you for coming on board, Hannah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is the adjournment.
If there's no further items for consideration from the esteemed Burgess Meeting Room in the depths of the Berwick Town Hall, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. All in favor? All right. Good night.
Thanks, Hannah.